voice, isn't it?
A little bit.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you warm to that voice entirely? What happened to the you that was in trouble? Where did that go?
The me was in trouble.
Yeah, the primary school you and the early you. What happened to that?
It hit rock bottom when I tried to kill myself.
Mm.
And then after that, I recognised I had an issue. I needed to fix it.
Mm.
It's taken me like 10 years, pretty much, on and off. What I went through wasn't that bad in comparison to what others have been through. I see myself as quite a, what's a professional head? If I walked into a job agency centre and said, I've just been fired, can you get me a job? They'd have no problem. I'll be hired within a week. Average Joe on the street, he might take 3 months, 3 weeks, whatever. But I know that I'd get sorted out very, very quickly.
Yeah, I agree. I like your definition of professional head. Are you also saying that there is there's one self and there's another self? Is there a true self and another self? Is this about the sort of cognitive feeling self as well? You know, the presentation of somebody who is always employable, who is solid, who is...
I think that's coming into the sort of the personality that I want to be. I feel like that's my strongest card to play because it's something that I'm very good at. So I might as well stick with it because that's the thing that's done me the most like happiness, is to stay like, I feel like when I'm in that professional zone, I'm very calm.
And together, it feels like
I'm feeling a lot more of mental rigidity.
Yes.
And that things won't make me flap as much or make me worry. Like I've noticed that in the language that I speak when I'm talking to some people on Whisper, but other people as well, just in general, where it's quite hard to describe, but there's not as many inflections in the way that I talk, and there's not as many pauses. It's a lot more smoothed, but you can still construct a sentence and go up and down in tone, because that's what makes talking to someone interesting. If everybody talked like this all of the time, then it would be very boring to listen to that person, because they just don't have any drive. It's boring. I'd rather be exciting.
Yes. Is it a defensive language as well then?
Yes, but I see it as a good thing. I don't see it as a stay away from me.
No, I meant defensive for you. Is it part of your... I'm going to use a metaphor. Is it part of your sort of heroic cape? You know, part of the...
I think probably a little bit.
Yeah. I can sort of see you standing there, you know, with metaphorically on Whisper as you arrive. Yeah. Ready to help. And here's the language that goes with it.
Oh God. Yeah.
Now, why are you doing that? What's cringy about that?
Just imagining me standing there like that with a fucking cape in my lycra or whatever it is.
Now hold on, I didn't say that. It's a nice image, isn't it? It's lovely. does it go back to what we said a few minutes ago and what you said about, is it almost a countertransference of my psychological language? You know, is it enabling us to avoid the feeling sort of undercurrents, the underbelly that goes with it?
I think that you have to feel it, because if you are just so scared of it that you don't ever want to look at it, you will never overcome it, and it will just grow and grow, and it will just beat you down. I think that you have to look at the problems, because that's what makes you stronger. If you ignore the problems, that's when it gets bigger than you, and that's when it becomes scary, and that's when you start to change.
Now I'm feeling that sense of sort of ironcladness. So I'm feeling like I'm getting like this from you. Where has that come from? Has that been something that you had to learn to protect yourself over the years as you experienced?
It just makes logical sense now. Going back to the river metaphor, like if everything is right up on the beaches on the tide, and if you're sort of drowning in it, you know, you can't swim against it. You've just got to let the current take you. But you know, if you can, just looking at what we've done together, you know, we've picked things apart. I've been piecing the big jigsaw together and making the puzzle and everything, and you know, the level of worry and fear is going way down, and I think that because I've spent all of my time just not knowing how to deal with the problem, or just ignoring it outright, you know, it's just grown.
We do have to end, unfortunately, but because you come in positively as well, perhaps another area for us to look at is just that final part. It hasn't been wasn't in this session until just then, that automatic negative voice that just kicks in there. Did you hear it just at the end? Because I've done this, and it was 3 examples of things that you've done badly. There's a sort of automated voice, and that voice is negative. And I think part of our ongoing work as well is to challenge that automatic sort of negative voice.
I see that as the planner. That's what's the word? Somebody thinks negatively. Pessimist.
Yes.
But he's doing it for a good cause.
Yeah. You've let that pessimist off the hook, haven't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Why can't we have the optimist?
Because the optimist gets things wrong too many times.
Right. Let's talk about that next time.
Remember that.
Yeah, I will do. Because I think that's really important. About where that's come from, that the optimist gets things wrong.
Oh, we know it as well. The optimist has come from hoping that things will go well, and especially with the whole rejection thing, and then it not going well.
Yeah.
And it's the hope of, it's going to work, it's going to work, it's going to work. Oh, it didn't work.
Right. Yeah.
But that's
something we can work on in here.
Good. I'm going to go and get a McFlurry, and then I'm going back to work.